Hey, good morning, everyone. Wednesday, 25th of March, 2020. 27 degrees. Been absolutely lovely, simply lovely, except the wind. Blasted ass wind. Okay, I've got a 3-part audio montage for you lucky people today. But first, I want to clear up a little issue. I think some people out here are confused as to exactly what does that theory of flatten the curve. What's that all about? Let me give you the simplest example, people, just so you can grasp the concept of what they're theoretically trying to do. You are going to have, no matter what you do, in my example, 10 million active cases of WhenPigsFlyFlu, and you can't have those 10 million invade the medical and hospital system of the USA in the first week. Can't handle it. You'd swamp them. You'd swarm them. So, not diminishing any of the 10 million, not cutting 10 million into 5 million. Flattening the curve simply means instead of dealing with the 10 million in the first week, let's spread that 10 million out over 4 to 6 to 8 weeks. You know what I mean? Treat and release, admit and treat. Yeah, so they're not swamped all at once. Theoretically, that is all flatten the curve is about. Okay, I don't want any arguments. I don't want to hear it. So, having said that, let's get right into Event 2001, right from their own video, Event 2001. See, now my skills have not improved over all these years. Incredible. Okay.
Disinformation and misinformation is not always an easy one to find.
Governments need to be willing to do things that are out of their historical perspective, or for the most part, it's really a war footing that we need to be on.
It can happen quickly. A Marshall-type plan, don't mean if they say that exactly, but a Marshall plan, they can go into effect and stimulate change very quickly.
The distrust relates to the health system more generally. A step up from the part of the government on enforcement actions against fake news.
I think a couple of things we have to consider are, even before this began, the anti-vaccine movement was very strong.
Oh, those blasted anti-vacciners. Don't they know any better?
And this is something specifically through social media that has spread.
Welcome to Event 201.
Okay.
If I say something, I mean it.
Bureau, and what you just witnessed were highlights from Event 201, which took place in New York City on October 18th, 2019. Event 201 is a high-level pandemic exercise hosted by the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security in partnership with the World Economic Forum and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
The gates of hell. Unbelievable. He's involved in that.
Now, in this report, I will play several clips from Event 201, but I will provide the links below so you can see the pandemic exercise in its entirety, which is nearly 5 hours if you wish to do so. I personally watched every second of it. Now, I believe that this report is directly connected to my recent report on global institutions and governments which are currently pimping the United Nations Climate Agenda program, which seeks to consolidate political and economic power into the hands of the ruling elite. That report is titled The UN and Central Banks, a Rockefeller and Rothschild Coup. And the follow-up to that report, exposing how George Soros is actively bankrolling campaigns to censor content creators on YouTube, which question the legitimacy of man-made climate change.
Oh, that's the son of a bitch who's been whacking my videos. Soros, huh? Sounds kind of Murray-ish.
Which, in my view, based on my research, is nothing more than a false pretext for global regulations, global taxations, consolidation of power and natural resources, in addition to population control and global governance. Now back to Event 201. I find this extremely fascinating because this pandemic simulation exercise of the coronavirus took place about 6 weeks before the first illness from the coronavirus was actually reported in Wuhan, China. Now, that is one hell of a coincidence if you ask me. I'm not sure if you believe in that sort of thing. I have a hard time believing in coincidences. Another fascinating connection is the fact that not only did Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation participate in and help set up the pandemic simulation of the coronavirus outbreak, they also just so happened to fund the very group who owns the patent to the deadly coronavirus and are already working on a vaccine to solve the current crisis. Again, an incredible coincidence, I know. Now, the members of the...
Okay, I love coincidences. Bill and Melinda Gates seem to have their fingers in everybody's cookie jar. So, our next little audio segment. You guys ever follow Richie from Boston? Quite the radical, ex-military, hunkered down out west somewhere. He's ready for the big one, people. Let's see what he's got to say.
They're not activating the troops for no reason and sending them to cities. They're already in cities. There's no legal remedy for this because this is, we were just saying, this is like Star Wars. These guys didn't just try to put America under martial law. These dudes shut down the whole world. And the consequences that are coming out from people's mouths in other countries are frightening. Any consequence we see in another country is going to be 5 times worse here in America because people may, you know what, people may wake up, but this really bums me out that this is the end of the ride because Americans are too much of a bunch of pussies to see the forest for the trees. Seriously? The government said, go in your house so you don't catch a cold. And you did. And guess what? Nobody's catching a cold. But guess what happens when you come out of your house? You'll do exactly what you're told. So there's that.
And yes, you will come out of your house. And guess what you won't have in your hand or slung over your shoulder? You won't have your firearms, people, because they will take them. The hell they will. Oh, yes, the hell they won't. So let's get over here. And this one I like so much, I'm going to leave a link to the segment in the pinned comments, like I always do. I think you guys need to see this one. It's kind of cool. I wish this was reality.
Like you, I swore to defend this country against all enemies, foreign, sir, and domestic. General, we've spilled the same blood in the same mud. You know goddamn well I can't give that over.
We're dead. Your unit is covered from an elevated position, Commander. I'm not gonna ask again. Don't do anything stupid. No one has to die here.
Man following the General, you're under oath as United States Marines. Have you forgotten that? We all have shipmates we remember. Some of them were shit on, pissed on by the Pentagon. But that doesn't give you the right to mutiny!
You call it what you want! You're down there, we're up here! You walked into the wrong goddamn room, Commander! Goddamn it, Commander, one last time. You tell your men to safety their weapons, drop them on the deck.
I cannot give that order!
I am not going to repeat that order!
I will not give that order!
What the hell is wrong with you, man?
Stand fast!
Oh my God. Let's waste these fuckers.
One last time, you order your men to safety their weapons!
Okay, people, a lot of heavy concepts in there, you bet. Kind of saddens me to say I don't have a lot of confidence in the people that say they want to take my guns, they're going to have to pry out of my dead cold hand. Sounds to me like a lot of talk. They got you sheltered in place, people. They're going to say, come out, you don't have to die. Do not walk out with that weapon in your hand, people. Or you'll be repeating the shower room scene of the movie The Rock. Too bad it's Hollywood. Too bad that ain't the way it really works in the real world. Okay, people. Gotta get the Alamo cleaned up. Another day at the bump and grind. So, and as usual, I think you guys know what's coming next. And don't forget I'm leaving a link to this little movie clip. I got stuff to do. You guys have a damn good day.